Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Hearts channel where we focus on healing, humor, and hot topics. And welcome to your favorite segment, Dear Deidre, right? And this is our segment of the channel where we focus on the healing journey and how we can help folks make better decisions by the letters they write in and the situations that they're facing. So let's get started on this Dear Deidre letter. Okay. I know I need my glasses. I'm a little old. I want to say something because I don't want nobody judge me. First of all, peep this here, teacher. Cute, right? Secondly, oh God, I got caught in the rain yesterday, so my wig died. But when I bring it back to life, I'm going to do a review on this hair because I really like it. Third of all, I told you guys I microbladed my eyebrows. So if you're looking at this video saying, what the fuck is wrong with your eyebrows? I'm in the healing process, and all my life I had to fight, right? But come on in my room. Hey, hey. Come on in my room. Y'all know that's my favorite thing to do. But all right, so let's get started on this Dear Deidre letter because I know you guys love Dear Deidre. Maybe I'll drop some Dear Deidre apparel. Y'all want me here for that or no? Okay, let me know in the chat, right? Dear Deidre, I am the caretaker of my two beautiful nieces. Been since they were 2 and 4 years old. They're now 14 and 16-year-olds. Wow, where does the time go? My sister had a mean addiction that for the life of me she couldn't shake, and it really put her and my nieces in some bad situations, so I stepped in to help. When my sister and nieces moved in with me, it started with my sister disappearing for days, then weeks, then months, then we'd be lucky if we saw her on 2 major holidays. Her returns were the worst. The emotional roller coaster I put my nieces through were unbearable. Then she disappeared for good 4 years ago. I searched far and wide and there was not a trace of evidence of where my sister could be. But something in me never believed she was dead. A month ago was my niece's sweet 16 and she got a beautiful pair of earrings engraved with the letters LUV, which are the initials of my sister and 2 nieces' first name, in the mail. Last week my sister showed up at my job as I was leaving work. My sister looks beautiful, clean, sober, and healthy. She was radiantly glowing. She looked as though she had drank from the fountain of youth. I was so happy to see her. We hugged, cried, and embraced like our dear lives depended on it. To briefly explain, she did share that she was clean and sober, had another baby, got married, and started her life over in another state. I must have dropped down right there in those moments to give God the praise. I got my sister back. And before we could even get our emotions intact, she hit me with a gut punch. And I came back for the girls. I felt like she plunged a knife in my chest. She what? These girls don't know her, your husband, or your newfound ready-made family that you're trying to slick and fuse them into. This is the home and stability they've known for the last 12 years. Why come disrupt that now? Honestly, Deidre, I'm totally against this, but I need your advice on helping me see if I'm making a decision that's best for the children or one that's just simply best for myself. I really need some sound advice. Please help. Signed, hell no, they cannot go. Okay. Come on in my room. Hey, hey. Come on in my room. Okay, woo child. First of all, I honestly wish and pray that I could have been your coworker the day when your sister resurfaced, because I would have hooted and hollered like I was the third sister. Y'all would have been looking at me like I was absolutely crazy. It's just it's personal. It's personal. It's personal. My sister did not resurface, right? So it's personal for me hearing that, right? So I am so freaking happy that you were able to get your sister back. I'm so happy because losing a sibling to whatever is gut-wrenching, okay? Something in you breaks on a different level. But I don't want to go there because then I might stay there. So let me just congratulate you and your family. You know, I wish I could come to an event when you guys all first get together. If your parents are living, how are they? Like, I just have a slew of questions in regards to everything that took place with the return, right? But that wasn't what the letter was about, right? The letter was more so about getting some advice about the decision you want to make regarding your nieces and their mom. I don't know, some of my back is itching. Lord, come on in my room. Hey, hey, come on in my room. All right, so I know, Auntie, what I'm about to say is going to annoy the dog out of you, because if I'm being honest, as an aunt myself, I'm annoyed that I have to say it, right? Because I truly do understand what you feel for these young girls. The fact of the matter, the long and the short of it, the in and the out, and the reality of the situation is that is their mother. Let me say that again, right? The reality of the situation is that is their mother. So, even though you have acted as a parent to these young girls, even though you have been their home and their stability for the last 12 years, even though you have taken on every responsibility, you have wiped every tear, you have cleaned every nose, you have had every deep conversation, you have went to every parent-teacher conference, you have broken up every fight, you have thrown every party, even though you have done all of these things, Auntie, which are greatly appreciated, and I pray that God will, send blessings upon you. I love that for you, that you can hold your sister down to that magnitude. You are unmatched, right? But once again, the reality of the situation, this motherfucking delivery guy is getting on my fucking nerves. But anywho, the reality of the situation is that's their mother. That is their mother. That is their mother. Battered, bruised, or broken, that is their mother. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that is their mother. Rich, poor, in, out, up, down, that is, my dear, their mother. And I know that, once again, you have been acting as if. Let's never take that away from you. That's unmatched. And you are loved and adored because of it. But the reality of the situation is that's their mother. That's their mother. And any decision that you make at this moment to override their mother is selfish on your part, my dear. Okay. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy because for the past 12 years, you have been a decision maker for these babies. So it is totally unfair to say to you right now that any decision that you want to make now is selfish because someone else is biologically their mother. I'm here to tell you, baby, I know what I'm saying to you is unfair. I know what I'm saying to you is harsh. And I know to some degree, it feels wrong, right? I get that. I get that 100%. I also feel like as an aunt, if this was my situation, I more than likely would be able to identify with it. Because let me tell you something about being an aunt or uncle. And from what I can deduce, you don't have any children of your own. So let me tell you something about being an aunt or an uncle with no children on your own. You take damn pride in that role. You take damn pride in that role. You know, everything that hurts your niece or your nephew hurts you. Anything you hear about them that's not flattering, you get disappointed, heartbroken. You feel it in your chest because number one on the list, you don't have any biological children of your own, and number two on the list, they are the first set of young people that you have been so intimately involved with. Right? So let me say that again because I work in a school, right? I love all of my students. I love my students. Some of them I have very close connections with, but that's only the connections I built with you being in the school for 2 years, 3 years, and so on and so forth. Your nieces and your nephews, you are there with them from birth. If you are lucky enough, you are there. Some of you might have been in the delivery room. You know what I'm saying? So to be lucky enough to be a part of this child's life from the beginning, you feel something so deep for them. So I can't even imagine feeling that deep level of connection and then them actually coming to live with you and you actually parenting them. In your mind, no shade, but I'm your motherfucking mother or father, right? So I know that me reminding you that their absent parent is still their biological mother, and also telling you in the same breath that you having any feelings about decisions made regarding them are selfish is whack. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'll get it and I'll take my lashes. I'll take my lashes along with it because I get it. I get it. It sounds hard to hear. But what I will say is you asked in a letter for some advice about some of your personal feelings surrounding the decisions that you're making for these young people. And in Healing Heart sessions, I am very, very transparent. I do not play with the healing journey. You know, that is their mom. And because that is their mother, the mother and the father of a child is who primarily makes the decisions regarding the child. Now, do I get that? Oh, you know, some kids have been taken away from their parents and given to foster parents, and those people legally have the right to make the decisions about. I get all of that. I get all of that. And I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm not. What I am saying is that even with the court system stepping in and saying legally this is what's supposed to take place, morally, we all know that at the end of the day, this is your mother and this is your father. And really and truly, whether we feel that folks are making the best decisions for their children, we have to always factor in 110% that what? It is what? Their children. Even when the court system try to tell you it's yours, the reality and biology will tell you that these are their children. So everything you said in the letter was logical, right? Let me go back and reread that part because that's important. That part that you said, I that was important. I really like that. And because it showed that you were thinking logically about what's in the best interest of the kid. So I like that you said that, right? And what you said was, these girls don't know her husband, or her newfound ready-made family that she's trying to infuse them into. This is the home and stability they've known for the last 12 years. Why come disrupt that now? Right? So I do feel like in you saying that, right, I think that the best intention was set there. The best intention was set there, which, in all fairness, the best intention was set from the beginning. The best intention was set from the beginning. The day that you realized that your sister had an addiction and you took your nieces in, the best intention was set from the beginning. So I do honestly believe in my heart of hearts that, you know, you meant well. You wanted well. Things could be well. And in all fairness, things were well. For the last 12 years, you have been everything to these girls. Everything. Blessings in abundance to you. Blessings in abundance to you. Right? Because, you know, that's not an easy task. That's not something people willy-nilly take on. So I respect what you did for your nieces. Right? And I think anybody with a soul, including your sister, can respect what you did for your nieces. But I think that mom has reached a point where she feels, I got it from here, sis. I got it from here. I got it from here, sis. I got it from here. And I know that that's hard to hear. I know that that's hard to hear. You know why I know that that's hard to hear? Because I got it from here also indicates that, oh, so now that we at the championship party and with the trophy, that's when you want to come join the team, bitch? I'm just keeping it real. Now that we at the championship party and we dumping the Gatorade on each other and we walking around with the trophy, now you want to join the team. But all the while we was practicing and all the while it was the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this win, you couldn't be bothered. But now that we have gotten a victory, here you go, incorporating yourself in the team. So I think a part of you feels that, right? I think a part of you feels that, which is why you're questioning your intention. But I think the other part of you also feels like it's not safe for the girls. And I think if I'm being honest, 75% of you feels like it's not safe for the girls. And the other 25 feels like now you're trying to come and join the team when we've already won the championship. And the reason why I'm going to say it's more 75% about being safe for the girls, because you listed a few things. One of the things that you did say was that she would come around periodically and she would send them on an emotional roller coaster, and watching it wasn't unbearable for you. So I think because you have so much love and care for these young girls, you don't want to see them go through that pain again and again and again and again. And you feel like with her resurfacing, that it may happen again. So I do think that your intentions are pure to some degree, just not 100%. Right? So I do feel like you saying that, and then you listing, over the last 12 years how they've been stable, and you want them to be able to stay in the realm of, whatever foundation that you have laid within the last 12 years. I get that. It was hard work, it was blood, it was sweat, it was tears, and why should it go to waste because now you just decided to show back up, right? So I get that part of it. But the other part of it is also what I said a little while ago, which I don't know you're going to be happy about. But, my dear, that is their mother. That's the long and the short of it. That's their mother. That is their mother. So, if I want to show up 8 to 80 blind, crippled, and crazy every single time I can, because technically, I'm their mother. I do get that you want to protect the young people. I do get you want to do what's best for the young people. I also get that the parents are normally who primarily suggest what's right, wrong, or best for their young person. Even if you have been the one parenting all this time. So I know what I'm saying to you is going to hit you like a ton of bricks because it hurts. It also hurts. These young ladies have become a part of your life. You probably have centered your entire life around these girls. You probably haven't taken certain jobs because you had to take care of your nieces. You probably haven't been in certain relationships because you had to take care of your nieces. You probably don't go out to many parties. You probably don't do a slew of things because of the responsibility you have as a quote-unquote parent to your nieces. So I get where you could really, really struggle with her resurfacing and just wanting to snatch that away from you like you just a stranger on the street that just adopted them. I get that. I also get that she's back. She's sober. She's ready. She did resurface. Because what she also could have did was say, you know what, I don't want to revisit my past. I got my new family now. I'm happy, I'm sober, I'm clean. Let me just let that go. She made the effort to come back for her babies. And she came back right. And let's acknowledge that and never forget it. Not only did she return for her children, she returned right. That says a lot about your sister. The same way how it says a lot about you that you would take your sister's daughters in and be the caretaker for them, you know, in the times that she couldn't. It also says a lot about her that she would resurface and resurface right for her babies. Right? So let's try to celebrate that. Let's look at that. That's a win. That's a win for the entire family. I didn't come back here again trying to send them on another emotional roller coaster. I came back here trying to be the parent that I know they needed me to be. I showed up clean. I showed up sober. I showed up ready, according to her. It may be now time to pass the baton. Is that something that you're ready to do or want to do? No. Everything in your letter suggests, Deidre, I don't even want to see this damn girl no more for me taking my damn babies, right? I get that. I totally get that. I actually respect and admire that about you because you love those girls. But you have to factor in, so does she. Which is why she showed up here better than who she was. So she could be better for her girls. You've been good to them. Now let her be good to them. So I know. I know I'm getting curse fulfilled. I know this is a very, very hard space to live in. This is a very, very hard space to live in. And again, for me, I can see both sides of it because I'm thinking about it as though it was my own mom. Like, you know, my mom had an addiction at a time. My parents had an addiction at a time. And we had to go stay with my grandmother. But my mom was able to come back and say, hey, everything is okay now. Give me back my babies, right? So I could see it from the standpoint of, you know, a mom doing better and wanting to come back and take care of their own babies. But I'm also, in real timing, I'm an aunt who I love my nieces and my nephews to no avail. So I could also see how I would feel gut punched to have them just snatched away from me after all the love and the care I have poured into these kids, you know, to now have them go and flourish with somebody else. Even though that somebody else is their biological parent, I would still feel it. You know, so I get both sides of it. I get both sides of it. I actually admire and respect the fact that you have so much love and compassion and care for these young girls. And I have so much respect for the fact that you have so much love and compassion and care for your sister to even question if, you know, you're being irrational by thinking that they shouldn't go with her. Right? But no, that's the human in you, and it happens. Everything by God's design, my dear. Everything by God's design. Maybe it is time now for you to be free. Maybe it is time now for her to take on the responsibility that God blessed her with, which is all her children. Maybe your job here is done. On to the next. I remember my homeboy Terrence. Shout out Terrence. Him and I worked together when I worked uptown at the Narragansett. Shout out the Narragansett, right? And I worked there from the ages of 19 to 26. The Narragansett basically raised me for my early part of adulthood, right? Loved that job. And Terrence was one of the men that God placed in my life as a positive male role model, especially because I had lost my dad during that time as well. But one of the things that Terrence would always tell me, every time I'm talking to him, I'm like, yo, something happened, I don't like blah, blah, whatever, and I wanted it to go like this, and I saw it all the way through, and I thought it should have went like blah, blah. And I never forget, he was like, he said to me when I was saying to him a story one time, he was like, Khadijah, sometimes you just got to water the plant. Somebody else will come by and watch it grow. Terrence, what the fuck you said? Like, I was looking at Terrence like he was crazy, like, Terrence, don't play with me. I'm here telling you about my part. You telling me bullshit about plants and flowers and sunlight and sun rays. I don't give a damn about that. But when he broke it down to me, basically what he was saying was that sometimes you are just able to get people to a certain point. Afterwards, you move on and let go, and you let somebody or something else take them on the next phases of their journey. So maybe for these last 12 years, you were meant to be the caretaker and a provider and to instill certain things in your nieces that they will be able to hold on to for the rest of their lives, which is a beautiful thing. But now it may be Sissy turn. You know, it may be Sissy turn to pick up the baton. Don't be offended about that. Embrace that. Because now you can have the freedom to do whatever it is that you need to do. Right? You have learned so much throughout these 12 years of parenting and doing what you needed to do for your nieces. So now you can go off and spread your wings and do what you need to do for yourself. Instead of thinking you have to hold on to these young girls for dear life and protect them against someone that they don't need protection from, which is their mother. Right? So, okay, girlfriend, auntie. I know you probably cursing me for stuff because I have aunties who write people I understand that, which I do kind of, but in dear Dejas, I have to be very, very diplomatic and say what it is. So hopefully I was able to assist. If I didn't land a plane enough for you or you need more than what I could give now in a space being provided what I have, please come get your Operation Hill 100 Heart session. Please. Okay, I'm here. I'm always doing the work. In any event, if you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get all my videos when they drop. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up and you like the video. That's your free way of getting me in the algorithm and supporting the channel. And last but not least, do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you an auntie? Are you a parent? What is your feedback regarding this? Drop down in the comments and let's have some discussion about it. I do not debate or delete. Hope to see you guys soon, and thank you once again for tuning in.